Council of Zambia, and other regulatory authorities. Learn from experienced lecturers, build practical skills, and join a community that believes in your potential. The June-July intake is now open. Apply now on our online portal at GideonRobertUniversity.com. For more information, call us on 0979 966 615, 0211 223 737. You can email or visit us at the address below.
Tuto ethatha
kudzidzisa kuti tiwane nyanzvi.
Do you ever wonder what happens behind the scenes of delicious meals? Name it tradition, Western foods, or those yummy foods. Well, worry no more and do join us as we unveil the secrets behind the recipes step by step. Tune in to a brand new show, Let's Cook It, with the Zambian Sunflower every Saturday at 14 hours only on Central Voice TV. Remember, we are the voice to your story.
Stay informed with Central Voice TV News. Tune in daily for the latest headlines, exclusive interviews, and in-depth analysis on the stories that matter most to you. Whether it's local, national, or global news, our dedicated team of journalists bring you accurate and timely updates, ensuring you are never out of the loop. Join our vibrant community of viewers who value truth and transparency. Catch us live every evening or stream our segments on demand. Follow us on social media for real-time updates and behind-the-scenes content. Central Voice TV News, your trusted source for news and information.
Morning and welcome to the Morning Daily. This is the breakfast show, and we are Central Voice TV and of course Central Voice Radio. We're coming live from Lusaka, Zambia. From wherever you are listening to me from, this is your radio station, and also this is your TV station. So we're on radio, we're also on TV, and I would like to appreciate everyone who is connected to Central Voice TV right about now via our www.centralvoicetv.com and also via our app, which is Central Voice TV or CV TV. Now, the good news is that you can watch Central Voice TV on your smart TV, you can watch it on your tablet, you can watch it on your phone, or you can watch it on your computers. This is now as simple as you thought about digital broadcasting. We are on Verosat, that is channel 102, and then also we are on AfriSat, that is channel 58. That's our channel number on AfriSat. So you can actually watch us and get to enjoy the stories that we have for you on Central Voice TV. Remember, being the voice to your story on TV and on radio, we bring it alive is our motto. And I think so many stories have been talked about, so many things have been initiated around the news, and also different stories haven't been put together. For the sake of time, I would like to start the show this morning to remind you to say the NRPUP held a press a rally yesterday in Solwezi, where we saw the presence of Mr. Kapita and others, present, like Modusa also, who was also present from, the past regime. And so you can simply say this is very important for the sake of peace in Zambia. And now, if you have so much questions to ask on this wonderful program, you can directly refer it to Central Voice Newsroom, and that is 0975 8078. That's our number. You can actually get in touch with our news team, and we'll be able to actually, have a good time with you on Central Voice TV. And of course, if you have any news story that you want to share with us through our press office, you can get in touch with us on the show or on any other particular matter. And remember that when we get here, we want to discuss issues relating to the nation of Zambia and of course the world. Zambia yesterday beat Egypt 6-0. 6 went on I think a marathon of goals from Zambia, with Barbara Banda scoring 4 goals, and of course starting the WAFCON with 4 goals already. And the games that are remaining, I think Barbara Banda is headed to another golden or maybe African Footballer of the Year 2026 once again, because this is just something everyone can want to see from their player. And remember, this is Central Voice TV. I opened the show with TIZ raising concerns over alleged collection of voter cards and NRC details by UPND members. So now, ECZ recently, or ECZ in the past month, told the electorate to say, if anyone comes through to ask you for your voter's card or asking for your NRC, any details, or even voter buying, you have to be extremely serious and report the matter to ECZ. So as TIZ urges and raises concern over the alleged collection of voter cards and NRCs by UPND members, is one thing that we can simply look at and also discuss this morning. So we have a clip. Before I go into the details of the story, we have this clip, and also I'll be looking at the presidential I don't know if it's their campaigns or they are what I'm going to call them, but remember, they are community engagement. That's what we know now. And so let's look at a clip from the TIZ, and so from there we'll actually continue with the show.
Election monitors have received reports alleging that members of the United Party for National Development, UPND, have been collecting voters' card numbers and national registration card details from members of the public in Lwangeni district in Eastern Province, Zambezi and Mwinilunga districts in Northwestern Province, Mansa district in Wapula Province, Monze district in Southern Province, and Kasama district in Northern Province, among other locations. While TIZ continues to monitor and verify these reports, the practice in the districts where it has been observed has generated concern among citizens regarding the purpose for which this information is being collected. The secrecy of the ballot is one of the cornerstones of any democratic election. Therefore, any practice that creates the perception that a person's vote can be tracked, can be monitored, or can be linked to information that is being collected by political actors has the potential to undermine public confidence in the entirety of the electoral process. Beyond electoral integrity, the collection of personal information during campaigns also raises important questions regarding privacy, informed consent, and the protection of citizens' personal data. Political parties should avoid practices that may intimidate voters or create uncertainty about the confidentiality of their vote. TIZ therefore calls upon all political parties to respect citizens' right to vote freely and independently, and to refrain from practices that may undermine confidence in the electoral process. We also encourage the Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, to not only continue sensitizing the public on the secrecy of the ballot, being a fundamental principle of citizens' participation in elections, but also go out of their way to provide regular updates that are going to clarify public concerns and misconceptions surrounding different aspects of the electoral process. The importance of this cannot be overemphasized, and we urge the Commission not to turn a blind eye to
Yeah,
it.
so now when you look at that, you can simply tell to say it's very important for the ECZ to go on the ground and get to check the facts, because TIZ getting that information from Luangeni, from Mansa, and other parts of the country raises a lot of concerns. And ECZ recently launched a portal where Zambians should report electoral malpractice and other things. So we demand that ECZ can simply work on this one. And now, from your side, wherever you are listening or watching me from your side, how do you look at this? How do you think this impacts the Zambians? Because so many people have questions, so many people are asking. The elections are coming up, and we simply see nothing. We simply don't have anything, and of course, we don't know what is happening, and all that is going on. It's simply the issue of trying to understand, because the elections are coming up, and on the 13th of August, today, we remain with 17 days to go to the polls. So if you are a candidate and you are campaigning, I think this time around is the time that you're looking at yourself to say, I don't know if I'll make it or not. And many these are allegations, so they're not concluded issues. They're just allegations that Zambians need to also take serious and take keen interest to follow up such matters, because when you hear you get to know about this, you have to know to say there's something that is being talked about, there's something that is being looked at, and there's something that one has to understand. For you as a Zambian, normal Zambian, you have to know to say, when people are talking about your country, people are putting issues there, you have to know to say this is so important for you also to check. Do we have those political parties who are on the ground to protect their votes? Do we have organizations, observers who have actually taken keen interest to check what has been reported? So many things have gone on, and so many things are actually undertaking right about now. And in the world of politics, we know to say politics is a game of numbers, and politics is a game of perception, and every perception that has been placed ahead of one person should be understood and believed to be real. So from wherever you are following us from, remember, this is Central Voice TV. Do you have any question? Do you have anything that you want us to actually talk about? Do you have something that you feel we need to touch right about now? If you do not have anything, then you can simply tell us, say, no, I just want to follow the show and hear where you are going. TIZ has actually put that story across, and our discussion with you is that we want to know if this has reached you too, if you've heard about this, if you know to say there's even the story of voters cards being taken, people asked for being asked for their details on their voters card, people being asked for their NRC's detail from anyone. Have you heard about this? Have you come across such a story? If you haven't, then you can simply tell us, I haven't. But now, if you have seen it, you can simply tell us to say, no, I've seen it and I understand what is happening. From the ECZ part, who believes and who knows? So we would like to actually follow up the story, to ECZ and know what is happening. Today, the ballot papers are arriving, or they arrived at 8 hours, 8:30, and tomorrow, Friday also, or tomorrow rather, we'll be receiving the other batch of, the ballot papers. And so already the mood has changed because it was like a story. David Nick Mwewa is tuned into Central Voice TV, and those of you are listening to us on radio, we are across different platforms right about now. We are on Central Voice TV. We are also on Central Voice Radio, and that is on www.centralvoicetv.com. And also we are on the radio section, and then we are on Verosat, which is on Google Play Store. You can download the app and check where the Central Voice TV. It's on channel 102, and on radio we are CVFM. And you can also go on AfriSat, which is also an OTT platform. You can also check us on our own app that we've created, that Central Voice TV. You can download it on our website and get to enjoy the content. And also you can check us on Radio Garden, which is one of the biggest streaming OTT platforms, where we are, and we are among the top most happening radio stations. I think I can say it that way. But nonetheless, this morning, if you're following me and you're wondering where are these guys coming from, we're coming from Lusaka. President Hakainde Hichilema has reaffirmed his government's commitment to improving infrastructure. It says, the story says that President Hakainde Hichilema has reaffirmed his government commitments to improve infrastructure and public service delivery in Luano district through key road and administrative office project. President Hichilema, speaking during a community engagement in Masansa, Luano district, President Hichilema assured residents at the new Dawn government will upgrade the Kabwe Luano Masansa Road, the Masansa Pula Road, and the Masansa Mpushi Road to bituminous standards to enhance connectivity and stimulate economic growth. President Hakainde Hichilema further announced that his government will complete the Luano District Administrative Office to provide conducive working environment for public servants and improve service delivery in Luano and for the people. Listen, so if this time around the president is actually promising people, and of course these people had CDF in their area, where has the CDF gone? I think some of the offices, let's have let's look at Sunday Chanda from Kanchibia, where we've seen quite a lot of projects under the CDF money. What has Sunday Chanda used, or what did the Sunday Chanda rather apply for him to have so many projects around his constituency? I think many of these MPs, the talkative ones, I think they should have gone to Sunday Chanda and get a lesson from him beside politics, so that it's easy for you to know that our colleague was using this style of leadership for him to achieve so many projects, such as even a community radio station. I think that is very important, away from just politicking and doing all sort of things in terms of politics. So we have the clip where the president is actually asking for a vote from the electorates in Masansa under his administration. He has actually promised to say he will finish the building of or the construction of the government offices in the district. And meanwhile, Senior Chief Mboloma of Luano district has commended the government for increasing the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, noting that the initiative has empowered many members of the community through grants and loans. The traditional leader urged residents to participate, to appreciate rather the development programs implemented by the government over the past few years, and to continue supporting initiatives aimed at improving livelihood and fostering national development. You're tuned into Central Voice TV. We have a clip, and after the clip, I'll come and elaborate more from the very clip.
Your vote on the 13th of August will allow us to do more things. bwe nei babomba balalundako niulule basokolole kyankama. Your vote on the 13th of August will allow us to upgrade this hospital to a full district hospital with all the amenities, everything here. Mwane balabira okweba ati ekikipatala mwenga mwabika pwefoti bali bakainde bali bakibuye n'abakisanga n'abatopsoni kumukushi kulya ekikipatala kyenu mwishiwa okweba kibale ekikusha kireba ne district hospital natonso tufaiko okubamo bakubika mu bakateeka niulule nagabiri basokolole twalabika tara mukushi masaiti road balabika mwane tala ukuya kundola noma twalale kupita kukapili twalu kupita pa mukushi twapita kumusafu twafika ni 1 hour ni stuli mundola wale panga tala batotele ni bakateka Your vote will allow us to improve the Kamwe Mukoshi Road through Luano district. Mwane bakateka balabira ati na mwemwe balikuno kumasansa n'Oluwano oyo musebo bashire bakawunda omuliyama bampulyomo balebika tala nga tobapera lukoswe voti ukufika Luwano ukufika ku Kamwe natubatotele bakateka. Passing through Masansa, joining the Great North Road at Chiponya. Ule musebo ulefuwa pa Chiponya mwane muli wishi. Your vote will allow us to build proper bridge at Kampoko River, there at Kampoko Bridge. Connecting the valley to the plateau. Mwane bakateka na Kampoko bali kuishi. Ukweba chipalia pa Kampoko bale fwa iko ulalo. Ukweba chi ukukwamboloma. Ukunekeme. Tuike fikusuntinkane na kuno kuimine. The road, improvement of the road from Masansa to Mpula. Mwaneno musebo kwa Mpula nao. Also, nakabiri tuletotera pakalamba ngeshamfumu bakutubulundirako kasabusti n'okulanguluka pali bakapaaso beesu na bena mwabalundirako tuletotera bakateeka bakutupeererako apakwendera bakapaaso kutuma motorbike emirimu eno bakateeka iyisuma tulemitasha bakutukuulira amanganda programu yo yashamfumu kutira baleikala manganda ayaweeme bakateka tulemitotera pakalamba sana bakutulundira ko CDF ukufuma pa 1.6 million ukufika pa 40 million twamitotera bakateka muri bombere na pamulandu wakutwala abana bensu kuma skills training na mabazaries bakateka muri bombere twatotera sana bakateka tuletotera sana na pama second phase ya Samba solar plant yo twaliko. So imirimu yonse isumeli bakateka mulebumba tuletotera na kabiri bakateka tetulaba okutotera pamulandu wa FRA announcement price. Abana benu aba baditemenwa omutengo mutupeerewo amataba twatotera bakateka mwabomba. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Bakateka tuletotera sana pamulandu wama loni under CDF na grants. Ama cooperatives balepoka maloni balepoka na grants through CDF fund ku council. Findu filaboneke fi nomba ndefo kulanda kuli mwe bantu bandi ebenyu mwina mpalamano kweba tichi mpwena tekwesha labira nivyo labira ngatichi mpwena.
Right, so I think the chief is asking residents to do something for him, to vote for the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. So now, you who is listening and you who is watching me right now, if you are from Zambia, from the UPND's performance, how much can you give them out of 10 if you were to actually be asked such a crucial question, how many percent can you give the UPND out of their performance? But nonetheless, as we continue on the show, what do you think about the promises? You know, there are so many promises that candidates have made, and I think President Hakainde has fulfilled a few of the things he promised. And one of the things that I am very happy about in Zambia is the free education. He promised a free education and he has brought it. And the free education is just not coming alone. It has come with a component that is, free food at school. Whether you are 40, you can go back to school and be enjoying free food. And so now, parents, what you have to do is to take your child to school. Means mwana samba, you take them to school and get to wait for them to knock off. And if they knock off, they are full, they can eat tomorrow. In the morning, you just prepare porridge for them to have energy. And they go to school, eat, come back. So you can actually make your rational now simplified, because children are now going at school. They come back, they are full, and they eat good milile at school. I think that is what we can make of. But remember, as you are listening to us or you're watching us on Central Voice TV this morning, what do you think about the free education? Is it a good thing? Maybe you are shooting it down. Is it a right thing? Cash for work, is it a right thing? The CDF being increased, is it a right thing? Every candidate is a right candidate, but who is that candidate that you can vote for, or who is that candidate you are vying for right about now? And next story on the show this morning is Attorney General Muliro Kabesha has called for in-earnest preparedness ahead of the August elections, saying the Attorney General's chambers is likely to be in a his office will be undated with election petitions following an increase in the number of constituencies. Mr. Kabesha has since stressed that the agent need to equip state advocates with requisite knowledge and skills in the effective management of the election petitions at all levels. He said adequate preparedness is therefore critical in ensuring the successful handling of election-related disputes, adding that failure to plan is planning to fail. I think that's a quote that we can actually now use today. Failure to plan is planning to fail. It is a known fact that if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And that comes from Muliro Kabesha, and that story takes us to our first break on the show, and after that I'll come through with the election news, and from there we'll be wrapping up the show and we'll be going to the next segment of the show, and 14 hours we'll be having another show, and there are so many surprises in the day of today. From today moving up to Sunday, we'll be having shows that relates to the elections until we start counting down to the voting day. Stay tuned and don't go away.
We all have big dreams. We all want the best. Shooting for big goals means taking the bold step into a place of growth. Welcome to Gideon Robert University, where education is more than lectures and classrooms. It is preparation for the future you deserve. Whether your passion is business, technology, agriculture, law, education, or health and medicine, we have you covered with our range of programs accredited by the Higher Education Authority, the Health Professions Council of Zambia, and other regulatory authorities. Learn from experienced lecturers, build practical skills, and join a community that believes in your potential. With fully equipped labs, a modern library, and an environment that supports your growth, you can build the future you imagine. Come and join us at Gideon Robert University. The June-July intake is now open. Apply now on our online portal at GideonRobertUniversity.com. For more information, call us on 0979-966-615, 0211-223-737. You can email or visit us at the address below.
Do you have a wonder what happens behind the scenes of delicious meals, name it tradition, Western foods, or those yummy foods? Well, worry no more and do join us as we unveil the secrets behind the recipes step by step. Tune in to our brand new show, Let's Cook It, with the Zambian Sunflower every Saturday at 14 hours only on Central Voice TV. Remember, we are the voice to your story.
I need your touch once again. I need your touch once again. Hello Africa, hello the global. You are watching Central Voice TV. My name is Prince Kelly, the Prince of Africa. You can download this app on Google Play Store and your life will never be the same again.
All right, welcome back on the show. And of course, we have a clip for Makebi Zulu where he's talking about taking Zambians back to, where President Lungu did lead the Zambians. And so controversial statements have actually flocked social media every day from the campaign. You simply see, a clip from Brian Mundubile or Makebi Zulu or the president himself, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. So let's look at that clip before I start talking and I start inviting you also to comment on that story.
tulebwekera kulya twali fira baletsunga balungu nokulundapo tule madununa reverse tefyo dununa ye dununa reverse dununa ye ababa tulebwekera kulya twali.
So I think you can even wonder why not coming with your own manifesto, your own story to tell people, and you say you take them back to where President Lungu used to lead them. I think already people have so many questions to ask you. People have so many questions, and do you have the answers? Are you ready to answer the people of Zambia? That should be one thing that you should wonder about. We'll take you back to where you used to be. We'll take you back. We'll donate you back to how life used to be. Maybe people want to see how important it used to be for the Zambians and how Zambians actually enjoyed life during the Patriotic Front. But I think no one wants to hear such things. No one wants to hear going back to the Patriotic Front days. Would you want to go back to, the tear gas in the stories? I'm not saying they tear gas people, but I'm saying, do you want to go back to, the harassment at the Kamgodi, PS Tawokawana responded, to stories about the UPND, and he responded to that. So now we are going to be looking at the presidential candidates and also mayoral candidates that I know that are frontliners. I think I'll be talking about them. But now let me bring to you from my point of view the elections in Zambia. Predicting the elections, who will win the elections, 2026 presidential elections, is not something anyone can say with certainty, but we can look at current trends, candidates, and expert analysis to understand likely the scenario. And a key front runner is Hakainde Hichilema. President Hakainde Hichilema of the UPND is the current president seeking a second term after scooping from 2021 general elections with a landslide against the late President Lungu of the Patriotic Front. And his running mate is W.K. Mutale Nalumango, who has been Vice President. And Mutale Nalumango and HH filed their nomination on the last day of nomination, as you know, preferred by ECZ. And of course, President Ichilema launched his nationwide campaign, or I'll call it community engagement, as they have put it in front of his campaign, highlighting achievements like free education, economic stabilization, and debt restructuring. So to say, we have that as a keynote from President Hakainde Hichilema. According to a recent story and analysis, is expected to secure a re-election through voters, and voters will judge his economic performance closely. And I think as Zambia, copper growth, IMF, and what investors are watching in the upcoming elections as Zambia approaches to its 13th August 2026 presidential elections, is President Hichilema is expected to run again and win the elections. Other notable candidates, there are about 14 presidential candidates in Zambia who are seeking for the very office, and making the race competitive. We have noted the presence of Harry Kalaba, of CF, that is Citizen First political party, Fred member of the Socialist Party, and Kelvin Wariafube of Zambia Must Prosper, and other smaller parties. However, the opposition is fragmented by meaning votes are split among candidates. And of course, not forgetting Brian Mundubile and his colleague Makebi Zulu of the RPUP, another political party. And so we look at presidential candidates that we actually have on the list right now. We'll be talking about all the candidates that we have on the list from Zambia, presidential candidates through the elections. Number one candidate on the list is Mr. Hakainde Hichilema and his running mate. This is W.K. Mutale Nalumango, and under the United Party for National Development, Mr. Given Mwenyachansa and his running mate Harrison Chewe, Movement for Economic Emancipation, me, and also Dr. Richard Silumbe and his running mate Mr. Kaela Kamwenesha of Leadership Movement, and others are Harry Kalaba and his running mate Moses Mawere. Moses Mawere is not running mate anymore. He left Harry Kalaba to go and endorse the RPUP President Brian Mundubile. And Dr. Fred Membe and his running mate Miss Dolly Kabanda of the CF Party, Socialist Party, SP, and Kelvin Fube Waria, or Kelvin Waria Fube, and his running mate Mr. Milna Katolo, Zambia Must Prosper, ZMP. Mr. Brian Mundubile and his running mate Mr. Makebi Zulu, National Restoration Party for Unity and Prosperity, RPUP, and Mr. Award Kunda and his running mate Ms. Chipo Miova, Zambia Wake Up Party, Zawapa, and Dr. Brian Mushimba and his running mate Andiford Maele Banda on paper, but Andiford Maele Banda left the alliance, or the agreement, and went to endorse Brian Mundubile, Organized Party OPP, that is led by Brian Mushimba, former minister under the the PF, and Miss Given Katuta Reverend and his running mate Mr. John Nyerenda, independent, and also one who actually had to drop off the race is Mr. Xavier Chungu and his running mate Gerard Dingiswa Mwanza, Liberal Democrats Party, LDP, they actually dropped out of the race. And Dr. Dan Pule, and his running mate, Mr. Bet Mushala, Christian Democratic Party, CDP, and Mr. Ritual Ziamunene and his running mate, Mr. Nicholas Panda, former Kapoche member of parliament, and New Focus Party, NFP, and Mr. Hakim Njovu and his running mate, Miss Miriam Panda, Democratic Union. So now the question is that didn't Hakim Njovu endorse the candidature of President Hakainde Hichilema during the general, during campaigns? It is alleged he actually endorsed President Hakainde Hichilema. Now we break down gender breakdown of the presidential race. As things stand, the 13th August general elections presidential ballot paper will feature 13 male candidates and 1 female president aspiring. Among the 11 mates, 11 are male while 3 are females, which is not good for Zambia in terms of gender balance. Few candidates are done in 2021. By comparison, the August 12, 2021 general elections ballot paper featured 16 candidates comprising 15 men and 1 woman. The race also included 11 male running mates and 5 female running mates. This year seems like women are concentrating much on TikTok and other things, to be precise, or maybe women don't want to lead at this point of time. Maybe that should be story of another day. But remember, you are listening and watching us on Central Voice Radio and TV. And so as we talk about the notable candidates, the key factors that will decide the winner of the general elections in Zambia is the economic performance, cost of living, jobs, and the economy will be the biggest issue, or the economy is the biggest issue right now to talk about, at rallies, at public engagements, or community engagements. When we talk, you can talk about, bringing schools, you can talk about employment and all, but remember, the cost of living is the biggest elephant in the room to actually look at or face as issues, as things stand right now. Voters will decide if the current policies are working for them. Voters are going to decide on the polls day if the policies that have been implemented are helping them. Wherever you're watching us from, remember, we are Central Voice TV. We'll take our last break on the show, and when we get back, we'll be closing the show with sports news, and we'll be saying our goodbye. Stay tuned and don't go away.
Tuto etwatwa
kudzidzisa kuti tiwane nyanzvi mubato redzidzo munyika dzedu nepasi rose.
Ubumenyi twiga hano budufasha gukora ariho hose ku isi.
Ndinokondwera kuphunzira kuno Gideon Roberts University ku Zambia.
Ndinofara kuva pano pa Gideon Roberts University mu Zambia.
Ndiri kufara kuva pa Gideon Roberts University mu Zambia.
I'm happy to be at Gideon Roberts University in Zambia.
We are happy to be at Gideon Roberts University in Zambia.
Right, welcome back, and the show is brought to you by Gideon Roberts University. And this morning, as we go on the show, we're looking at sports news. And in the sports news this morning, we look at I'm very happy. Yesterday, when the game started in 10 minutes, I was actually complaining how Zambia was playing, lacing the ball, not really strong on the ball. It was so disappointing, from the start of the game until, I would say 30 minutes in the game. Zambia tried to, tighten up their angles here and there, but still, until, Barbara Panda was brought down in, the penalty area there, and Rachel Nachula was given the chance to, give Zambia life, and she did score a very wonderful penalty, and that actually braced a new, dimension into Zambia. And the WAFCON Women 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. The WAFCON 2026 is the biggest women's football tournament, bringing together the top national teams on the continent. We're talking about continental level here, and the representation. Key details about the continent the tournament is that the host country is Morocco, and the tournament started from the 25th. Maybe you didn't know because of the campaigns in Zambia, or maybe because of some few issues in your country. And from the 25th to the 16th of August, the tournament goes on. And of course, where the games will be played is just in two cities. One is in Rabat and also in Casablanca. And the teams that are playing at this tournament are actually 16 teams, expanded from 12 teams. Now we have 16 teams. And of course, the final is expected to be played on August 16th, just 3 days after Zambia goes to the polls. And I wish Zambia can actually, do that. The Xipolopolo can actually win the trophy this year. And of course, Zambia has actually started on a very good note, beating the records of Tanzania that made South Africa dance to their tune, and also Nigeria, the feared Nigeria, wired by Malawi, Zambia's extended province. And of course, Malawi, of course, our sisters, but they made Nigeria actually, fear for their lives, and wondering why Egypt went back to the second half was the question. And the game is expected to be played. The final game is expected to be played on the 16th of August in Rabat. That is where the game will be played. And of course, we have 4 groups at the ongoing tournament. That is Group A, consists of Morocco, Algeria, Senegal, and Kenya. And Group B, South Africa, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso, and Tanzania. And Group C, Nigeria, Zambia, Egypt, and Malawi. Zambia already wired Egypt, and Zambia is yet to face Nigeria, and of course face Malawi. I think that's all. And Group D, Ghana, Cameroon, Mali, and Cape Verde. And of course, Zambia at the WAFCON 2026. Zambia is in Group C, one of the toughest groups. Key players at the WAFCON are being regarded as Zambia's best, or Africa's best female striker, Captain Barbara Banda, Rachel Kundananji, a world-class forward abroad. Zambia is considered one of the strong contenders among Africa's rising powers in football. Why the tournament matters? It also serves as a qualification for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. Top 4 teams qualify automatically. Others get playoff chances. And favorite teams to win: Nigeria, record champions; South Africa, recent champions; Morocco, host nation; Zambia, dark horses with a strong squad. And of course, this one you have to understand to say this female, teams have gone up, of course, and also money has been invested. The prize money from the tournament, when you win the cup, or you win the trophy, you actually walk away with a $2 million, and the total prize pool is 5.8, which is shared into different teams, but the winners walk away with a $2 million. And of course, let's look at the quick insights of the tournament. This is one of the most competitive WAFCON tournament ever, because more teams, more challenges, and strong emerging nations like Zambia and Morocco. Bigger global attention on women's football has also emerged. So we have a clip, and I will be looking at what Barbara Banda did and her colleagues.
Walk out onto the pitch to a wonderful atmosphere here in Rabat. Here we go. This is from Zambia, close to the net. Will she be able? Zambia, are we going to witness a goal? Great, that was great. What a great save. Morocco won with 4 goals against nothing for. What a great save. Knowing she gonna strike it. What a goal! Such a great goal. Calm, composed, and confidently converted. Great goal for Zambia. This is the first goal of Zambia in. There we go. What goal! This is the second goal of Zambia. Here again. Zambia is scoring the second goal. Also, there we go. Are we gonna see a third goal being scored in this second half time? What a great goal from Zambia. Here we have a hat-trick. We are only 62 minutes into the game and Zambia scored a hat-trick. Campaign in this tournament. There we go. Great tackle from. Are we going to see a fourth goal? There we go. There's the fourth goal for Zambia. Such a great, organized, calm, and composed play, passes, and tactics from the Zambia side. Again, are we going to see fifth record goal? What a great goal from Zambia! As we were saying, such a great performance. That was a great strike from the Zambia players. And fifth goal here in. Here we go again, closer and closer. Now the attack is flooding forward. This is the sixth goal for Zambia. As we said, such a great performance. Another goal, and this is the game with the most goals. And we're going to see the first goal of Egypt. You know, they're only seconds away from the end of the final whistle. The game is. Walk out onto the pitch to a wonderful atmosphere here in Rabat. Here we go. This is from Zambia, close to the net. Will she be able? Zambia, are we going to witness a goal? Great, that was great. What a great save. Morocco won with 4 goals against nothing for. What a great save. Knowing she gonna strike it. What a goal! Such a great goal. Calm, composed, and confidently converted. Great goal for Zambia. This is the first goal of Zambia in. There we go. What goal! This is the second goal of Zambia. Here again. Zambia is scoring the second goal. Also, there we go. Are we going to see a third goal being scored in this second half time? What a great goal from Zambia. Here we have a hat-trick. We are only 62 minutes into the game and Zambia scored a hat-trick. Campaign in this tournament. There we go. Great tackle from. Are we going to see a fourth goal? There we go. There's the fourth goal for Zambia. Such a great, organized, calm, and composed play, passes, and tactics from the Zambia side. Again, are we going to see fifth record goal? What a great goal from Zambia! As we were saying, such a great performance. That was a great strike from the Zambia players. And fifth goal here in. Here we go again, closer and closer. Now the attack is flooding forward. This is the sixth goal for Zambia. As we said, such a great performance. Another goal.
That is Zambia's performance at the WAFCON. You can even wonder how Zambia changed the game. And Malawi, brace yourselves. Egypt has already been given what they're supposed to get. For Esubu or Nigeria, I think there's nothing Nigeria can do to Zambia, and the Nigerians just be ready. Zambia will go through with at least, I think 9 points on this one. I am very, very much sure. And so we come to the end of the show. I'll be back here after 14 hours exactly. And also we have a candidate, mayoral candidate, that will be hosting, of course, at 14 hours. So I know to say the show is yours and tune in so that you can get stories from us. Stay tuned. And remember, we've come to the end of the show once again. Thank you so much to those of you who have watched us. I am your host, Pastor Derek Shine Daka, and my transmission controller today was Violet Mundia. And to all the producers and everyone, thank you so much. Remember, we are the voice, your story, and we bring it alive on radio via Radio Garden. We are Central Voice Radio, and also on Vero TV. We are Central Voice TV on channel 102 and channel 58 on AfriSat, and then also we are on www.centralvoicetv.com. You can check us there. We are your station. We love you. Good day.